Hello and Om Shanti to all of you and good evening. Welcome to Wembley Inner Space. My name is Devki, originally from Guyana, once known as British Guyana, and now it's called the Republic of Guyana. Guyana is located in South America, and it's also part of the Caribbean. Currently, I am based on a tiny piece of land surrounded by water. This island, Saint Maarten, is a famous tourist destination for many people across the globe, including those from the UK. Saint Maarten is also known as the paradise of the Caribbean. I consider myself very fortunate because the Brahma Kumaris local center here is located less than a minute walk from the turquoise water, white sand, surrounded by mountains with sunshine and greenery throughout the year. I have been with the Brahma Kumaris for the last 37 years. I did spend some time, 3 years in Wembley Inner Space, so I'm extremely happy to reconnect with Wembley this evening. Tonight we are going to talk about how perhaps drops of water can become a pond one day, a lake, a river, and even an ocean. I was remembering a story I once heard where all the people in that area was invited to pour a glass of milk in a pond. One person had this thought, what if I pour a glass of water? There will still be a pond of milk. So the following morning, they discover a pond of water. The big question is, where did it all start? Was it I who created the first negative thought of putting a glass of water instead of a glass of milk? And someone who was thinking about me or connecting with me picked up that thought and decided to do the same? Or was I influenced by the collective energy of the other participants? They were sending out that thought and I was picking it up. We will never come to know. And this is why it is so essential for all of us to create positive thoughts. So not just that these positive thoughts that we create can be beneficial to myself, but anyone and everyone who connects with me, they can also benefit. And those positive thoughts can have a powerful and positive effect in the environment that I live and work in. There's an old saying, Watch your thoughts. They can become words. Watch your words. They can become actions. Watch your actions. They can become habits. Watch your habits. They're shaping your personality. And watch your personality. It is designing your destiny. It is so easy to accept and resonate with the idea. I think it, I say it. It is easy to connect words being put into action, manifested into action. We can relate with that idea. When it comes to actions shaping my personality, I kind of want to back off and start the blame game. When my personality determines my destiny, then I have a big question. I think God is designing my destiny. The universe is designing my destiny. My childhood is responsible for my destiny. My upbringing, my parents, the government. We tend to want to play the blame game and free ourselves. There's another famous saying, 1,000-mile journey begins with the first step. Imagine one single mango seed has the potential to grow into a full-grown tree laden with mangoes, and each mango will produce a seed, and each seed will grow into a full-grown tree laden with mangoes. Can you imagine? One single mango seed can provide mangoes for so many, for generations to come. It is the same with thoughts. We are the creator of our own thoughts, feelings, and vibrations. And when my thoughts are positive, I am stable and calm. What happens when my mind gets disturbed? It results in opening a floodgate of negative, waste, and even unnecessary thoughts. Thoughts are energies. Positive thoughts can recharge the battery of the soul, whilst negative thoughts can deplete our energy. When my mind is at peace, there are fewer thoughts. The speed of the mind slows down. We burn less energy. We remain stable and calm. Now let's look at what influences or disturb my peace. There are four main influences. One, people, situations, possessions, as well as my own deep personality traits, my own deep habits, which I myself record in my subconscious mind. These are the four main leakages or triggers of negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings. So, what mechanism do I have in place to protect myself from these influences? Do I have a stop sign, a safety lock? What attitude do I embrace to prevent happenings from the outside to influence me on the inside? Regarding people, it's not people's behavior, but my expectation which caused me hurt. I expected them to like my color scheme, my outfit, my red car. They said something different and I become upset. It's not what they say, but it is how I felt about what they say and what they did, or what they didn't say or didn't do. It is my interpretation of what they say and do. If I am bitter, that's the filter, the lens I will look through. If I have the habit of seeing the glass half full, those are the lens I will wear through which I will view the situation, people, and my possessions, my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions has absolutely nothing to do with what's happening outside. My interpretation of someone's words, behavior, they may be honest and give their honest opinion. They may say to me, I don't like your outfit. They don't suit your personality. And I interpret, see, they don't love me. They don't respect me. That's why they say these things. It's no longer rocket science that no one can insult me, disrespect me, upset me, make me angry, hurt me. And why? Simply because I am the owner of my own feelings and emotions. I remembered some time ago, I met two individuals, and one, a woman, who said to me, I would like to learn meditation because I have so much pain inside. My family don't love me. And as she was relating the story, or her side of the story, she was showing so much emotions. So at some point I asked her, how did you come to that conclusion that your family don't love you? And then she said, once they had a confrontation with her and they said not so nice things. I asked her, how long did this confrontation last? Roughly an hour. How long ago the scene was? This incident happened some 28 years ago. Imagine what she has recorded in her subconscious mind and what she has been using for the last 28 years as her background playback music. Imagine how many people she must have told this story to, how many intellects and minds of individuals she had disturbed. How many negative energy was she instrumental in creating in people's mind for her family, even though many, including myself, have never met and may never meet. And yet, it is possible for her action to influence so many people towards their relationship with her family members. And then let's look at it in a more personal way. Every time she thinks of that event that took place 28 years ago and last for 1 hour, every time she brings that memory back, emerge it from her subconscious mind. What is she doing to every single cell in her body? What is she doing to every organ of her body? And what is she doing when she sends out those vibrations in that same atmosphere where she lives and works? And what about the people who live and work around her? Maybe her child, her co-worker, her partner. When she thinks about and she gets disturbed and she sends out these negative, hurtful, sorrowful feelings in the atmosphere, is it going to affect her relationship, not just with her body, but her relationship with those around her who are connected directly or indirectly with her? And what about the environment, the aura she's creating when she sends out these vibrations? Are these thoughts of sorrow, pain, blame, boosting her self-respect? Is it increasing her resilience, her faith, her trust, her inner power, her willpower? Let us reflect on this experience only so that we become also aware of our responsibility to maintaining our own health, our own healthy relationship, and our own healthy environment. Self, relationship, and environment are deeply connected. And whatever record in our subconscious mind becomes the basis of our negative self-talk. Our self-talk has a big influence on how we feel about ourselves. I'm tempted to tell another encounter. I was working with a group of individuals, all who wanted to learn meditation. And in that group, there was a young lady and her mother. So at some point, I invited everyone to introduce themselves and tell why they want to learn meditation. When it was the turn of this young lady, she said, I get very angry. And that's why I want to learn meditation. So I inquired, why do you get angry? And she told her story. She lives in an apartment building, and her next door neighbor, she has a dog. And that dog will come into her garden and on her porch and create a mess. She tried talking it over with the neighbor, but nothing seems to change. As she was telling her story, she was getting hyper and more hyper. And so we talked about feeling like a victim with her. But she was so totally in denial that it was nothing to do with her, but it was to do with the neighbor and the dog. I even tried to suggest maybe you're sending negative thoughts to your neighbor and their dog, and perhaps why they're reacting in this way. They're not doing anything to change this situation. It was a no, no. She was not ready to accept that. So then I tried yet another time. I said, what if tomorrow morning you wake up and you discover that your neighbor and her dog had moved out from the apartment next door? Does that mean as of tomorrow you'll never get angry again? That's when she looked at me. And I think she got one of her aha moments. She realized that she will still remain angry. And it was at that time I drew her attention of the difference between cause and triggers. The neighbor and her dog work as triggers, but they were not the cause of her anger. So can we ourselves also recognize that people, situations, events, circumstances can act as triggers, but they can never be cause. Because cause means I am the creator of my own feelings, emotions, and thoughts. So, what do I do in a case like this? There's a situation, and that situation is creating negative emotions within myself. So, what's the practice when we encounter someone or we are involved in an event or witnessing a situation that I have no control over? I can't control anyone's behavior, and I have often no control of many situations in my life. So, what do I do at that time? What's my practice? There's a beautiful methodology that I want to remind you of, and it's called SOS. Stand back, the first S, observe, O, and steer. Steer your thoughts. So, whenever you find yourself becoming emotional, one of the understanding that we have to develop is that when we are emotional, nearly all our senses become severely impaired. My mind becomes crowded with thoughts. When my mind is overwhelmed by overthinking, my power to discriminate accurately, to discern accurately, becomes clouded. There's very little clarity when my mind is confused. And so I cannot make right decisions or decision at that time based on those emotions. If the emotion of distrust comes up, that's the filter I will look at that situation or the behavior of that individual. It will color my view of that situation or of that individual. If there's bitterness, that's how I would view that person's behavior or that event. And because of that, I'm actually not seeing the whole picture. I'm only seeing through my own perception, through my own life's experience. And so I cannot make right judgment at that time. And what will I hear? I will only hear what I want to hear. What I will see, I will only see what I want to see. So my thinking gets disturbed. My vision becomes very limited. All my senses are not able to function accurately at that time. So that's why stand back is a healthy option. Maybe the situation does not permit or allow us to physically separate ourselves from that situation or from that individual. Maybe it's my boss in a bad mood and I can't walk away. Maybe my child, it involves my child and I can't leave my child and separate myself from him. So, what do I do? In my mind, I step away. Like the practice of putting a bead in your mouth. That means don't try to say anything at that time. Don't add fuel to fire. So put the bead in your mouth or count from 1 to 10. Any interesting options given. So step back allows you to change your angle, your view from perhaps a 90-degree angle to a 180-degree. Every step you take backward, you are gaining back your composure. You're clearing your mind. And at the same time, you're getting a better view, a bigger view. So stepping back is a very healthy practice. What if you take a helicopter view? And what's a helicopter view? The ability to recognize that this situation might be a trigger of something that happened in the past. That whatever is happening today is definitely as a result of something, a seed that was planted, an action that was done yesterday, and this is the result. So instead of just viewing the situation as it is currently, pause to reflect what may have triggered this situation. Was it I who must have contributed to the situation in the past, and this is the result? So viewing the situation through the eyes of the past. And we all know there's a deep connection between yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And then the next aspect of a helicopter view is to be able to look into the future and understand the impact of your decision, your choice, the actions you're going to take right now. So don't just jump to a conclusion. Don't just decide on the spur of a moment. I will do this. This is what I need to do. Carefully consider the option. Can my decision right now have a long-lasting effect in the future? Can my decision I take now elongate the situation? Or can my decision now finish the situation once and for all? So helicopter view means to view the three aspects of time: past, present, and future. Another practice when you are in a situation in which individuals or the event you have no control over. Put a full stop. A situation has already happened. Someone already said something. Nothing I could do can reverse that which has already been done. So put a full stop. You can't reverse or change the past. Everyone's capacity is different. Personality is different. Each individual is an individual in his or her own rights. And that right has to be respected. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. We can't change others. We can't change situation, but we can change our attitude towards that person or situation. Everyone is trying their best, including myself. So don't compare yourself with others. Don't judge others. Don't be harsh on yourself. If someone asks you how you're doing, often we say we are trying, we're doing our best. What would you like other people to do? What kind of moral support would you like them to offer to you when you know you're trying your best? You would want them to at least accept you. And how about you accepting others too? Because they are also trying. It's like we admire so many people, pop stars, our grandparents, our parents, our colleagues, friends, partners. We love and admire many people. But at the end of the day, we just love being ourselves. So there's a saying, be yourself. It is far much more easier than pretending to be someone else. Another practice is every scene in the drama is accurate, predestined. Predestined means what seeds I'm sowing today, I'm in fact designing my tomorrow. So when something happens tomorrow, that was designed by me yesterday. So it was accurate. So drama is accurate, and accuracy can only bring benefit, no loss. Have you met anyone who study for an examination, prepare for it, arrive at the examination hall at a time when he has to write his examination, but he has the intention to fail? Have you heard anyone doing that? Prepare and arrive and write it, but intended to fail? Have you done that? I never did that. Have you done that? Does it make sense to do that? The reason why we prepare and write examinations, our intention is to go to a higher class, to go closer to our goal in life. So adversities and challenges are simply examinations, and they are necessary for our growth. They're intended to bring us closer to our destination, our goal in life. So these adversities and challenges don't happen to us. They actually happen for us. They are intended to benefit us. That's why examinations are set periodically, midterm, end of term, end of semester, end of the year. So examinations and challenges are the only opportunity to bring out those hidden potentials, like courage. When do I use courage? When do I use determination? When do I instill faith, instill trust, practice faith, and practice trust when there's a challenging situation? Then I can use those hidden qualities and discover my potentials. How about changes? Can we embrace changes? Are they healthy? Are they essential? And yes, they are. And that's why in the world today, the only constancy in today's world is change. Change is a must. It is inevitable. It is healthy. It brings renewal, creativity, newness, like the winter season must give way for spring, and spring must give way to summer. We must have autumn before winter. Baby, adolescent, adult, elderly, once a man, twice a child. So changes are necessary. Changes brings maturity. Happiness and sorrow are sightseeings. They're not our destination. So we have to be able to embrace both happiness and sorrow. Destination is maturity, enlightenment, self realization, as well as God realization. All of that is possible when we learn to accept changes. Spirituality teaches me that when I leave my body, it is only my recordings that is in my subconscious mind, my deep rooted personality traits that are going to go along with me as recordings within the soul. My family will be left behind. Situations and possessions, they will all be left behind. Status, money, what am I carrying with me? What are my deep rooted personality traits that are useful for my onward journey? What am I recording today in my subconscious mind? Do I have a choice? Can I change my past recording, erase negative memories, and replace them with positive ones? And so, another important practice is to create positive affirmations and make them your background playback music. Affirmations are like a lift. Rather than laboriously climbing the steep stair, why not take a lift? So affirmations, positive ones, are like my multivitamin tablets or my smoothie or my healthy bowl of fruits. Every morning when I create a positive affirmation for myself, one for my families, one for my colleague and my work, one for the universe, the five elements. If I can create five positive affirmations, for example, I say to myself in the morning, I am so grateful to be here on planet Earth. And my being here is a blessing. So take your multivitamins early in the morning at the start of your day. It will give you stamina, resilience, willpower to cope with the day's challenges. There is a very old saying, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Rise early, start your day with some moments of solitude and silence. Go into the sacred space of your mind and have a heart to heart conversation with your mind. Talk to your mind. Your mind is your best friend, closest companion, your chief minister. If you smell fresh bread, your mind will go there. If you hear beautiful music, your mind will go there. If you see a beautiful scene of nature, your mind will go there. So, mind is your chief minister. Your mind is the gateway to your subconsciousness. Another important awareness we must develop, and that is, who am I? In fact, we are all souls in a human body. We don't have a soul, but we have a body. I am a soul, and I have a body, and I play a variety of roles. But I, the soul, am separated from my body and from my roles. Like a driver is separated from his car and from his destination. Three different aspects. So soul, body, and roles are separated. And how do I function as a soul? I have a mind, an intellect, and I develop personality traits. With my mind, I create thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Mind is in charge of my peace and happiness. What the mind observe and absorb will determine my feelings and my emotions. Mind can be an unruly child, spoiled child, but it can also be a disciplined child. I am the owner of that mind. So I have to train that child, that mind, to be disciplined. And in order to train a child, you have to use both love and law. Create a routine, a discipline for your mind. Say to your mind, I have to wake up early in the morning to spend little time on reflection, to spend some time creating healthy affirmations for my day. Like people go to the gym, exercise. I spend few minutes every morning to do my spiritual exercise, using my mind to create positive affirmation. It's like exercising the power of the mind, the creativity of the mind. Do we spend time with our mind? Can you go for a walk on the beach with your mind? Just you and your mind, having a dialogue, having a conversation, talking to your mind with love, treating your mind with respect. It is so important to spend quality time with your mind, because when your mind works for you, you are a master. When you allow your mind to work against you, you become a victim. What do you want to do? To become a victim or a victor? Go with your mind for a walk in nature, in the silence of nature, a stroll on the beach. Make your mind your best friend and companion. And how about connecting with a higher energy? An energy that is not in any way limited. As humans, we fluctuate. One moment we're happy, another moment we're not. But it is necessary when we are fluctuating to develop a relationship with someone who is stable, constant, authentic, altruistic, who has no desire for any return, or who doesn't have any expectation, or who don't need love or need something. We can do that with that one who is the ocean of love. We have given that one many names. Call him Allah, Jehovah, the Supreme Being, Supreme Soul, God. In the company of the ocean of love, mind becomes relaxed, positive, stable. The battery of the soul gets recharged. The soul feels nurtured, full, complete. When there's love in the sacred space of my heart, I become happy and peaceful. And I want to share this feeling of happiness with everyone. When my heart is filled with love, there is no space left for anything wasteful or ordinary to enter, because love is spiritual, a divine energy. It feels so natural to be in a state of love. I want to keep this pure energy of love with me always. This love melts my heart. It softens my heart and fills it with altruism. This love makes me free from selfish motives. Altruistic love is pure, authentic, filled with wonder. I want to fill my heart with this type of selfless love. Let my heart overflow with this powerful energy of love so that it can touch the hearts of others. And this powerful energy of love is what the world needs most today. Nature needs to be healed, and as well as people needs to be healed. I want to share this pure love with people and with nature. God has taught me how to take love from Him. God is the ocean of love. His love is altruistic, with no expectation and no desire for return. God's heart is so full of selfless love. That every one of us can take love from God and share that love, God's love, with each other. Let my heart become so big that it can hold the love of everyone. When there is love in my heart, there is compassion, mercy, forgiveness. Let me open my heart and let the love of God enters and melts away any sorrow, regret, pain, and blame. Om Shanti, and thank you very much for joining us at Wembley Inner Space. It was my pleasure also to be in your company. I hope you would have gotten a few insights and tools to help you on your spiritual path. It was so lovely to reconnect with Wembley after a very long time. Greetings also from all of us in the Caribbean island of St. Maarten, and hope you will all be able to join me sometime soon. Have a good evening. Om Shanti.